Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Most of you guys know about me that I had my previously channel named Code Escape and now it's suspended. Uh, you can see and you can join the Discord server and see what happened. So on 26th September, my channel was hacked. In the morning, 10 videos were uploaded and I didn't. Someone did that. So I revoked all the device and enable the two-factor authentication. So later, like after 2 days on 28th of September, I don't know what happened. My account has been suspended. I literally didn't use it for watching YouTube or upload something. You guys also know that the channel were not used for the last 2 months. You also know that my last upload was on July, and after that I didn't uploaded anything. So I don't know what happened. I was unable to access my account. So I'm still trying to retrieve that account, but I don't know what will happen. So later on, when many people asked me to re-upload those videos, but guys, I don't have any backup. Like I have to re-record them. If I will retrieve that account, then it's better. But for now, I guess I have to re re-upload all those. Like I have to record them again and then re-upload. So I made some changes like code escape to LaKhWaN's coding. So that I wanted to do for a very long time. So first of all, make sure to subscribe the channel if you are new here. And if you are my old guys, then please make sure to subscribe for sure. And join the Discord server if you haven't. Because if you have any doubt, your all query will be resolved here. Many people are here to help you and you can do whatever and ask. You can get the help very fast. Okay, so make sure to join the channel and sorry server. So I would be going a bit faster, like not going much deep, but enough to explain you. All right. So let's start. So first of all, of course, what we need is our basic files, which we need, right? You can just write Samp download, and here you have to download this client. Sorry, Windows Server. Okay. So I don't know what's wrong, but sometimes it doesn't work in browser, but in this Microsoft Edge it works. Okay, so I will download from here and you can see it's downloaded. Okay, so I will just cut and paste to my desktop everything I would be doing there. Next thing we have to download is the latest compiler. Okay, the compiler which we get from that Samp site is not much good. It's literally very slow and very outdated, so we will download the latest one. Okay, I will just copy this one too. Okay, now I can close all this. No, my bad. Okay, so let's extract first of all our all files. Then let's extract our latest compiler. Okay, let me just put it in recycle bin. Okay, so we have these two things. First of all, let me just rename it Samp tutorial, and this is the compiler. So we will just copy these all files and paste it here. If you guys not understanding what I am doing, just completely ignore and just follow what I am doing because that's just setuping. I am setuping my machine for coding. Okay, so most of the guys you know about what these all are, but still let me explain you. This is filter script, which like side script we can say, which we can enable disable in from the game, like some feature side feature you can say. This is our main game mode where we will put our all the game modes, our main game mode. NPC modes we don't need that for now. Script files is where we save all the files like text file or some MySQL configurations, so you can delete that one too. Okay, for now we have only these things which is required for now. Also, we will download the Opera. Sorry, not Opera. We will download the Visual Studio Code. Okay. Why I'm saying, because if you see this compile, code editor is this code editor is like really very outdated. You can't even, like, if I'm writing here on layer connect, no, it's showing nothing and not even helping me. So that's really outdated. If you are not much into the coding, then please don't use this. I will guide you what you have to do. So just download the Visual Studio Code on your machine. Click on this. Link will be provided in the description. Okay. I'm canceling because I have already downloaded it. So what you have to do after installing the Visual Studio Code, just right click and click on Open with Code. After doing that, you will see an interface like this. Okay. Now, what you have to do, just head over to extensions and search for Pauno QOO. Uh, you will see this Pawn language server for Visual Studio Code. You will see a install button there. Just click on that and it will be installed. Like, it highlights autocomplete multiple workspace over. So that's really good. So after doing these all things, you are ready to go. Okay. What you have to do now? Just go to the settings and go to settings, search for PAWNO, and you can see here you will see a different path. What you have to do, just right click on your this Pauno folder and click on copy path and paste it here. This where we have these all things. Okay, we have to paste that path. After doing that, this is where we will make our main game mode. For now, I am making a new file named youtube.pwn. As I have already told you that pwn is the main extension, okay, where we write our code one by one. So, like, if I write anything, it will just color it accordingly, everything, right? Well, now it looks better. Let me just zoom in. Okay, so what we have to write here, you guys don't know. I myself even also don't know. What we have to, just head over to Pauno and open this. After opening, just click on this new file, copy and paste. Okay, whenever you are starting a new script, you must copy paste this if you are a beginner. Okay, so now let's test if our compiler is working. So for now, go to your settings and click on keyboard shortcuts and search for the spawn compiler. I have key binding of F8 on my keyboard, so if I press F8, then it would be compiled. Okay, you can just click on this and press anything which you want, but for me F8 is better. So if I press F8, you can see pawn compiler, copyright this compiling. That means it has been compiled successfully. You can see I have now a file .amx. Now what is that? So for explaining this, let me just open paint for you guys. Okay, brush. uh, Yes, okay. So what happened exactly? So why I'm telling this? Because it's necessary to know how things are exactly working. Okay, so what happened? We write some kind of code, right? Like if I write print statement on pair connect, MySQL queries and all and all. Okay, this is the .pwn extension file, right? And we have a compiler. If we see inside this spawn cc, this is our compiler. And what compiler exactly do? This is our alphabetic, like this is which a human can read, which we us can read. Okay, which we us can read. So what happened when we compile that file? The compiler which we have will compile that file to machine code which this PC can understand. Okay, some kind of zero, one, or anything, which we can't understand, but the machine can. So this is what compiler exactly do, right? So this is just a basic idea what is compiling and why do we need that. So we have the compile file .amx. Okay, So this is the main things. Now you guys know about filter script game modes this. Now let me tell you one more important thing, which is server.cfg. So what is this server.cfg? It's the main configuration file which we write where we configure our server, like the name, the host, the port, the website, the game mode, the filter script, everything. So here you can write the this name which you have .amx. Okay, I have YouTube, so I will write YouTube. If you guys have another name, you can just write that. Okay, I will rename this server to LaKhWaN's coding YouTube. Okay, and port, I will tell you later what's this max player, and RC and password should be changed to anything. Like for now, I'm going to write it as YouTube. Okay, other things you don't have to worry about that for now. So you guys now have the basic idea what is pawn, how things are getting compiled, what is this and other things. Okay, so I guess everything is going pretty good for now. So let's get into the coding side. Okay, so let's start from the basic. What we have like you can see this is a comment. A comment, if you just write these two slashes and write anything, the compiler will ignore this line. Okay, matlab it's just for yourself, it's for you, so you can understand. Okay, like if this is, I can write this is on filter script initialization function. So this is for yourself, so you can understand or mark things and all. Okay, so this is a this, and when we write anything in this quotes, that's a string. Okay, so if you write anything, that's a string. These are some basics. So also this is not a filter script, so I will just remove this line, and I will remove this line too because I don't need these all. I just need this, the main function. I will remove this end if on game mode in it. Okay, so let's start now. So what is main function? Main function is the main function, obviously. So what happened whenever you run the server, it will just first go to the main function and will perform the task, okay, which you will write inside. After that, these are some callbacks. I will tell you later what is callbacks and all. So let's just first run our server and see what happened. I will write uh, uh, Pond tutorial by LaKhWaN's coding YouTube. Okay. Now I will compile it and you can see it's compiled successfully, right? What you have to do now, just open this folder. Uh, okay, open your folder and now click on make sure you have configured and you have wrote this game mode name in front of this. After that, just click on samp server.exe and allow access. So boom guys, you can see Pong tutorial by LaKhWaN's coding. You can see that okay, it's written and all these you just don't have to care about that for now. It's working, right? So let's first of all, I would like to tell you that if you are literally new to this coding, like if you don't know coding, you don't know any programming languages, Python, C, C++, Java, JavaScript, anything, not including the HTML and CSS. I'm talking about programming languages, coding languages. Okay. If you don't know any, then I think you can watch this tutorial. But if you can't understand, you should learn. Sorry, you should learn a language first. Okay. I would be uploading other languages too. So if that's uploaded for now, you can just head over and learn a language, the how things work. Still, I would be telling here too, but it's necessary. Like I will not go much deep, like explaining everything because I am just here to tell you how to script for Samp server, not telling you how we can code and logic building. Okay, so you guys can see when I ran the server, okay, when I just double click this, it printed these all things. Okay, I get this on my console. Why? Because I wrote this line. What if I write like this? Print hello world, save it. Also, in C, we just end the statement by writing this semicolon. That means that this line has been done and it should be terminated and nothing else. I will just compile it, and if I rerun this, you can see I got hello world. Okay, but why I got us one line blank? Because I wrote slash n. Slash n means a new line. So what if I remove this and let me just compile again and rerun this? You can see that space is removed now. All right. So let me just add that slash n. Okay. So this is how we can print something on our console. Okay, if there is anything you have to print, you can just print like that. Okay. So also, let's talk about some data types and all. So how we make data types here is using new. Like I write new a equals to 10, and if I just print a, and let me just compile. Oh, a second. Oh yes. So like if you want to print, yes, I'm Pythonist, so I kind of forgot. You have to write percent this, and you have to use a format specifier, okay, and print f. I will. You can understand this in just seconds. Just write percent I for integer, and we will just write a. This is how we will do it. Let me compile. It's compiled, and let's see. First, let's see if it's working. Okay, now it's printing 10. Now what happened exactly? We use the printf function in which we can if we want to print most like some string in between or anything, then we can use this format specifier. If you want to know more about format specifier, uh, I will provide you a link, so you can, or you can just search for 40 format specifiers in C. This is the same specifiers which we would be using, like percent I, as I told, unsigned integer, right? And percent s for the string, percent f for the float values, which we will use mostly, right? So, like if I will write to 10.12, and now if I compile, you can see I got one warning, tag mismatch, because it's a floating value and I passed an integer. If I write f and compile, you can see an error still. Uh, okay, my bad. You have to write like this, giving the tag that it's a float value. And if I just run server, you can see 10.11999999, which is totally equals to 10.2. Okay, so this is how we, if we are working on float values. So let's say if I have this anything. Uh, Now these are the basics, like how we can print something, okay, and using the format specifiers too. Now, if I want to, let's talk about the condition, conditions in pawn. Okay, now what is condition? Like we all know we have something like, uh, let's say we have something, we have a equals to 1. Okay, what is condition? Like if I will give a condition here, okay, I will give a condition here, and if that condition is true, what that means, if that condition is true, then do this, some kind of code here, and if that is not true, what that's false, right? If that's false, do this. For example, if I want to make a program to check if a person is adult or not, I will just get his age, right? And I will check if it's greater than 18 or lesser than 18. Okay, so if it's lesser than 18, that means he is a bacha, or sorry, I mean he is a kid. Okay, and if he is greater than 18, then he is a adult. Okay, now how we will do this? Like, let's say new age equals to 12 for now, let's say. Then I will do if, and inside those brackets, I will check if age is greater than equal to 18. This is arithmetic operators. If you will search arithmetic operators, you can see plus, plus, into, divide, subtract, division, and all. Okay, exponential and all. So, once more, I'm telling that these tutorials are for basically for those who knows a bit of coding. Then it's good for them if they know any language. But if you are literally new to coding, then you must learn another language. Um, then you should just start this tutorial. Okay. So if age is greater than equal to 18, I will just write print adult. I will just terminate this, and after this I will write else. That means if that condition is not true, I will write young boy. Okay. Now let me just compile this. You can see it's compiled. Okay, now run it. You can see it's saying young boy because my age is 12, which is lesser than 18. Now let me just write 20 here and compile. You can see it's saying adult because my age is greater than 18, right? So this is the age thing which I am telling, like if else. Let's say I want to add one more thing. Okay. What I want to do now, I will get the age. Okay. I will get the age, and after getting age, I will check. I will have now three conditions: the first, the second, and the third. If it's less than uh, less than 18, if it's equals to 18, if it's greater than 18. Okay, so I will check if it's this, if it's this, if it's this. If it's lesser than 18, then I will print the same string, young boy. If it's equals to 18, I will write 18-year-old. And if it's greater than 18, then I will write adult. For that, what we have to do, just add one line in between. I will write else if. That means if that condition is not true, then check this condition. Age equal to 18, print 18 years old. Okay, so what will happen here? Let me just get a screenshot and I will paste it here. Okay, so as I told you, we would be having three conditions. You can see that I got my age 20. Okay, now first it will check if my age is greater than equal to 18, right? So let's say we have 20 for now. Okay, let's say it's 20. So what will happen? It will see that this condition is true, right? The 20 is greater than 18. It will print adult and nothing else would be print. This will not be printed as that condition is now true. But what if the age is 18, it will just check this condition is true or not. Oh, okay, one wrong thing. This is true. Now it's not true because if age is greater than 18 only, not greater than equals to. So just remove this. Okay. Now this condition is not true, right? Because it's 18 now. It's not 18 is not greater 18. So what will it will just ignore this part and it will just check the else part. It will see that age is equal to 18. It will print this and will exit. Okay, now this won't work and this won't work. In the last scenario, let's say we have age equals to 7. It will check this. This is false. It will work. It will not work. It will check this. This is also false. It will not work. And the last condition, if nothing works, then it will print young boy. Okay. So let's just try now. Let's first do this. Let me just compile and run. Adult. Okay. 20 years old is an adult. Let's say I have entered now 7. My last scenario. Now it's saying young boy because it is young. Now I will write 18. You can see 18 years old, right? So this is how we can use else if in uh, our pawn language. Okay. Also, I would be providing the codes in the GitHub, in my GitHub repo, so you can fork it and use it. If you don't know how to use GitHub, then I will be making a tutorial video on that too. Because if you are programmer or if you will learn programming, then it's a must which you should learn, right? So this is how we can use if else condition in Pawn language. Okay, now let's see the loops in Pawn. That is also one more important thing. We have two types of loops basically, for loop and while loop. So what is the difference? The for loop, number one, we have for loop. For loop is a ranged base loop, you can say. We give a starting point, we give it an ending point, and we give it a step. So what will happen? It will start and it will run till it has reached the end point. Okay, by number of steps which we have given. Okay, let's see the syntax of this. It would be like for we will write our variable, like I will give new I equal to 0, and now I will give the condition like I is less than 10. Okay, and I will just write I plus plus. So what is I plus plus? I will tell you later. What if I just write printf percent I comma I? Okay, the value of I is this. So first let me just compile. Wait a second. Something I okay, my bad. So guys, I did a silly mistake. I just wrote that loop in outside the main function. So you can see it's compiled now, and this is just the syntax. Let me just write here too. This is like for mm, initialize variable, then condition, then steps. This is how we write a for loop, and after that we write the block. I have compiled. Let's see how it will work. So it's you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what happened? Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, so we have this, right? So what happened? The initial value was 0. Okay, at the start of the code, the initial value was 0, and it went till I equals to 10. And what was happening? I plus plus. Now what is I plus plus? I plus plus means I plus, nahin, I equals to I plus 1. So after every this block, when this block has been executed inside this curly braces, all right, when this curly braces things are added and in between that code, when this code has been executed, it will just increase the value of I to 1. Okay, so the initial value was 0, it printed 0 in the console, right? After that, the value was plus plus. That means I plus equals to 1. That means now the new value of I is 1. It printed the value of I, that is 1, then 2, then 3, and so on till when this condition was false. So let it ran till 8. So let's say what happened when the I was equal to 8. I was increased by 1. The new value was 9, right? It printed the value that is 9. Now the value was again plus. Now we have the value 10. Let's check if 10 is 10 lesser than 10. No, because 10 is equal to 10, right? So now the condition is false. The loop has been broken and it has come outside. So this is how loop works in this. So you can do some fun with this. Like if I just if we want to do this, we can also make. If you just want to write 1 to 10, let's say I want to make a program which will make a table like a new a a equals to 3 and I will write here percent I x percent a percent I equals to percent I, right? What I will do now here, we can also pass multiple values, but according in the order. So first I have passed sorry percent I, right? So what is the first integer? I will write a. The second integer is I, and the last integer is a into I. What I am doing, I am making a multiplication table. You can see 3 into 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 27, 30, right? So you can just do this. Okay, so this was the for loop. Now let's see, we have our second loop, which is while loop. So while loop is just very simple loop. It's a condition based loop. That means till when the condition is true, it will run. When the condition is false, it will just exit. Okay. So the syntax is just simple while condition. So let's say while I will for let's see here I initialized a variable, right? New I equals to 1. I will just initialize it above and I will write while I is less than 10. The same thing I did in the previous code, right? And I will write the same thing. Print f the value of I is percent I, comma I, and what I will do I minus minus. Oh, sorry, I plus plus. Okay, so these thing and this thing are the same. Let's compile this and let me just run this. You can see it's working the same as for loop. So let's try to make the same thing, the table here. I will just, I'm a bit lazy. I will just copy and paste and I will just write this line below this. Starting would be my one till this. Let me just compile and you can see we created the table using while loop and for loop. So for exercise, you can search on Google. If you want, you can contact me. I will give you some exercise if you want to practice on loops. So till far we have covered our conditions, two types of loops in this language, Pon language, and These are literally important to do the coding and scripting. Okay, so I guess this is enough for today because this is the basics of pawn, and from now on I would be just starting the Samp scripting. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe.